All right, it's time to start talking about the the Carolina Panthers, right? And look at the whole roster here and see if we can find some type of fantasy gems from this roster. I think you might be surprised if you chisel away enough at this turd, you might be able to find some shining diamonds in the rough. Let's start here at the depth chart here. Right here at the quarterback position, we've got Bryce Young here and Andy Dalton. And I told you guys, if you guys are a part of this channel last season, even coming out into the NFL draft, Bryce Young was not someone you probably wanted to target. He just wasn't someone who really saw the field on the NFL stage, right? He was able to not process the defense, get it to his wide open wide receivers. He just hyper targeted one guy in Adam Thielen the entire time and really wasn't spreading the football enough. Now, was that more of a Bryce Young issue? Was that more of an offensive line issue? Was it more of just he didn't have any weapons really to throw the football to? Jonathan Mingo was a big old dud out there, and he did have Adam Thielen. We're going to find out because this year he's got some weapons. So if he doesn't shine this year, we're going to have to find, hey, look, we're going to have to just move on. We're just going to have to move on. It is what it is. He's already kind of working against his height, so he's not the tallest quarterback, obviously, over there like a Drew Brees-esque type of height guy. So he's already got that. He's already struggling maybe to look over the offensive line. There's a lot of things that go into it, and we're going to have to just see this year how he reacts, how he adapts. Is he able to learn and mature with this offense now that he has even more weapons to throw to? We're just gonna have to see how it goes. But let's look at these running backs here. Let's check out the depth chart here. And as you see, the number one running back right here is Jonathan Brooks, the rookie out of Texas. He is currently hurt, probably not going to start the season active. Chuba Hubbard there, Miles Sanders still there, and Raheem Blackshear. Now, Jonathan Brooks, a lot of people are excited for him to come in. He probably won't even get riled up till probably about week 6, week 7, week 8. Until he really starts getting into a workload good enough to be fantasy relevant. So we really start looking at Chuba Hubbard and what he was able to do. He did a really good job last year for fantasy football, and I think he can do a good job again. I'm not saying great job. Understand what I'm saying? A good job. And I think he's okay. He's an all right flex back for you to start the season. Once Jonathan Brooks comes out, it's going to be an absolute headache for this running back to find out who we should start. And probably I would say closer to week 9 or 10, you want to just focus on Jonathan Brooks. This guy was a phenomenal running back. His vision, the way he can do the cutback, is phenomenal. I love the way he runs the football. Clearly one of my favorite running backs, if not the favorite running back in this entire draft class. Said that before the NFL draft, and then he went over to the Panthers. There's an opportunity here for Jonathan Brooks to take the reins of this offense and be the go-to guy. I think he can do it, but it's just going to take him some time coming back from that injury that he suffered last season in college. So we'll have to see what happens. I think if you want to target somebody from this offense or in this running back room, it's going to have to be Jonathan Brooks just based on the longevity of what you got. If you're in a dynasty league, it's definitely Jonathan Brooks. And if you're in a redraft league, probably early on, you know, if you want to grab that Chuba Hubbard. And if Jonathan Brooks falls past ADP quite a bit, maybe pick him up for later on this season. But over than that, really wouldn't be worried about too much of many players on this entire team anyway. So let's just throw up the depth chart here to go over these wide receivers. I over here have the number one wide receivers: Deontay Johnson, Xavier Legette, Jonathan Mingo, Adam Thielen, Terrace Marshall, and David Moore. Now they got Deontay Johnson over here from the Steelers. He should be the clear number one guy. He's a faster Adam Thielen, better route runner than Adam Thielen, and we saw how Thielen got hyper targeted early on in the season. Now, what was the cause of Adam Thielen falling off? He was a fantasy football darling, I tell you. Is it the age? You know, he's getting up there close to 40 years old, Adam Thielen. Is that why he was, you know, kind of tailored off and was really fantasy irrelevant towards the back end of the season? Or was it just because Bryce Young just wasn't developing very well? Was he just not having enough time to throw the football? We don't really know what the issue is. I think it may have been just Adam Thielen was a little bit too old. He couldn't do what he was supposed to do throughout the longevity of the season. That means Deontay Johnson's coming in. And if he's able to hyper target Johnson, and Johnson's going to be able to keep it up all throughout the season, that could be a fire player for you. So even though I don't like the Panthers as a whole, the one bright spot I would have to say would be Deontay Johnson. Now, we got Xavier Legette. He's the rookie out of South Carolina coming in, and you know how he likes to talk, y'all. I'm with them tater salad down yonders, you know? So I like the way that he talks. Let's see if I like the way that he plays. He's already showing out in camp a little bit, still struggling with injuries and here or there, but hopefully when the season starts, he's ready to go, and he shows that he can high point the football, be a nice little deep vertical threat for him as well. kind of like a almost a thunder and lightning show, right? You got the Deontay Johnson, which can zip in and out, and you got Xavier Legette, who can go there. Big body people say, get up out the way, go up there and catch that football, come down with it. You never know what you're gonna get with Xavier Legette, but I do like him. Jonathan Mingo, first round pick for them just a year or two ago. Butthole. That's what I'm just saying. Just straight butthole. Don't draft this guy. Adam Thielen, too old, cockadoodle himself. Don't get him anymore. He's completely irrelevant. Washed. Throw him out. Throw him out. Throw him in the laundry. Everybody else, Terrace Marshall, David Moore. Don't worry about these guys. Don't worry about these guys. The whole offense in general, complete cockadoodle. You know it is. But we gotta find those gems for you guys. Gotta find the gems. Last but not least, let's throw up the depth chart here. Let's look at the tight ends here. Tommy Tremble, I do have as a number 1, and then Jatavian Sanders as the number 2. Tommy Tremble, don't worry about that guy. Another one of those cockadoodle guys, right? Jatavian Sanders could be really, really good. Very highly touted tight end out of Texas. A little undersized, right? You know, a little bit on the undersized. He's not really a big, tall tight end, but he can route run. He can catch the football, make some plays happen. So as soon as he learns the depth chart, gets into the offense, I think he could be a valuable piece for Bryce Young to throw the football to. So if we're just going over the entire offense here, and let's just say Bryce Young, I would stay away from. I wouldn't worry about the quarterback position. If you're looking at the running back position, the one person that I'm going to be enticed with is Jonathan Brooks. And if you're playing in maybe a redraft league and it's really, really good value for you, maybe Chuba Hubbard to kind of get you over the hump at the beginning of the season, I wouldn't be mad at that. At the wide receiver position, Deontay Johnson, definitely my number 1 guy on this entire offense that you should be getting. Xavier Legette, I would like some shares of him as well. Everybody else in that wide receiver position, I'm not even worried about. Forget about everybody else. If we're looking at the tight end position, not really interested in any of these guys here. If it's a very last pick and you don't have really good depth at your tight end position, maybe you just need a dart throw or a flyer. If for some odd reason you went Bryce Young, the cockadoodle quarterback of the league, and you need somebody to tag up with him, and you're like, oh, Jonathan Mingo or Jatavian Sanders, go grab yourself Jatavian Sanders. Okay, don't worry about Jonathan Mingo. I told you guys that last season, but you didn't listen to me. Hopefully you listened to me this year. But look, that covers the entire Carolina Panthers, guys. Make sure you guys are hitting the like button. Make sure you hit the subscribe button and leave a comment down below. Which Panthers player do you like the most for 2024? And let me know if you're drafting any of these duds. Just let me know. I would like to know in the comments how many of you guys actually like the Panthers for fantasy football, guys. But I can't wait to see you guys on the next video. We'll see you guys next time.